Hi, hello viewers. This is Lucy Mworia of Lucy Mworia Network. Happy New Year again, and we are happy to be here this new year. Thank you for the continued support of being our subscribers. And if you have not subscribed yet, please do so you don't miss our inspiring stories, ideas, and everything that we are getting to educate our people. I told you we are changing lives, and today we have a guest who is the only one in Kenya with a private home for the elderly. The only one, the pioneer of home for the aging in Kenya. He is a clinician who is the founder of CJ Health Aging Kenya in Karura, Kulelua Kabete. Yes, he's a master practitioner for Dementia Care International. And his name is James Kenuthia. Kenuthia.
Yes.
How are you?
I'm fine, thank you.
Welcome to the show.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for being here. Yes, we are happy you are here.
Yes.
You tell us how you stood out, the only black person who thought about, you are not even aged, but you thought about the aging. And remember, I visited your home, which is a fantastic place, a home for those who need a home. So Kenyans today need to know the homes we are talking about all the time, the care. He's actually like an international caregiver, and he's going to walk us his journey and tell us how he arrived at that. So Kenuthia, welcome and give us your story.
Thank you very much, Lucy, and your network. I'm happy to be here and talk more about myself and the journey behind having these care facilities, because we really need them, especially with the fast growing population, aging population. So thank you, and I feel welcome here.
It's really fascinating also to find a young person like you. You have not even lived outside this country. Most of us who have been out there, they have seen how these homes work. What did motivate you? Tell us your story. How did you get started? Were you taking care of like your parents or something? How did you think about this? What is your journey?
Well, I must say I've been a caregiver all my life. I started my life in Karura, where the care facility is, so that's my village.
Oh.
And I started there, my primary school. I attended at Kibiko Primary School, and then I joined my high school at the Kiragari High School. I started becoming interested, although I was interested when I was very young to become a doctor. So when I did my O-levels, I decided to proceed. I joined Red Cross, and then I came across one doctor who helped me, and I joined a health management agency. Then that was in 2001. So I was certified as a caregiver. After that, there were not so many caregivers then. So most people would struggle, especially male caregivers, to get one. So I used to get so many calls.
From who?
From people who needed care.
Like who now? Like
generally, these are people who are well informed, and they would seek to get someone who is not really a nurse, a qualified nurse, but somebody who has know-how on how to take care of a person in their house. That's at the home care program.
Are these people like the white people or just our own black people?
Most of them were whites, and then we had our blacks also. So I continued offering a home care program through the agencies, through my private, because of also once you are known in the sector, people would always, if you are doing a good job, they will call you out. So then in 2010, I graduated at Kampala International University. That's after working as a caregiver for 4 years. I saved some money and I was able to enroll myself to a university, and I graduated with a diploma in clinical medicine and community health. So there again, being a caregiver, from a caregiver I came back with the added advantage of being able to know this medication is supposed to be used like this, having better knowledge on nursing care. So I was enrolled I was very lucky when I came back. So I was employed by a community retirement home that is in Topwed, Muthaiga. Then I worked there for 2 years.
For the elderly? For
the elderly.
We have those homes here in Muthaiga?
Yes, we have homes which are still on Topwed, but along the way, because I could realize the home care program, our people were suffering because we didn't have an institution which can disseminate care, or a center which can really focus on care for the elderly. So I realized as a career person that, and having been in the sector for so long, I should be able to pioneer something that would help our people. And that's when in 2014 I decided to have a center, and it was an initiative to me because where it was located in Karura is my village, and it's because I wanted to reach out to the needy and the middle class.
So you started from your village?
Yes.
So that people know these facilities can be offered?
Yes.
Oh.
So it was easy to do it in the village because I could talk to people, I could tell them why. Maybe starting somewhere else, maybe because of cultural stigma, people could not have liked it.
Actually, what was the reaction like? You imagine our people, like you cannot take the old people to homes. Idea is in the village. These are people you are taking them from their homes.
Yes.
How did you work it out?
To me, I knew it was not going to be, it's a journey, and I was ready for it. And I could meet people and talk to them in small groups. That it's not a bad thing, because we really need some centers whereby even if somebody maybe somebody needs particular level of care, we can dispatch a nurse there, or we could that person could come to the care facility, because sometimes it's cheaper even to come to the care facility than to run a home care in your own house, because then you don't have the burden of staffing in your house, burden of cooking for many people, burden of managing people in the house. So you're trying to say at the home, at the aging home, you have nurses there? Yes. You have trained people? Yes. What is their work? Our daily work is to ensure that our elders or our residents remain healthy. Mm-hmm. So we look at the person as a holistic person. That's from the environment. The environment must be elderly friendly. Then we come to the social life. We have activities. We have chaplaincy program, like every Thursday and every Sunday. We attend to a church in-house service. So then we look at their nutrition. We have a cook, a chef, who will be able to make food which is friendly to the people who are using it. Then like the traditional foods? Yes, that they understand. Yes, yeah? Yes. I'm sure the food when you are those nursing homes for Wazungu, Zuko, it was different. It is you give them what they need. Now here this is with the blacks, our people. Yes. So you give them
our traditional foods.
Yes, like you'd use arrowroots, sweet potatoes for breakfast, maybe an egg in a particular day, but we might not have bacons and those high things. So we tend to use what culturally people used to use. Yeah.
Wow.
So when we look at a holistic a person as a whole, we look at also from nutrition, we look at the activities. We do games, we do exercises, group exercises, art, drawing and painting, throwing bean bags up, and those are games to make you flexible and be able to walk well and
These are the elderly doing that?
Yes.
So how do these people coexist? Because when the home is there, it's not for brothers or sisters. These are people from different background. Wazee wametoka area hii. How do they get along?
You'll find that everyone is different. But once you stay with people that in a particular place, you realize you're able to mark or to know their potentials and what they would like and what they don't like.
You or them?
Them. So if you stay with them, you're able to guide. I would also know what they like and what they don't like, each person. So then you find there is that coexistence. You find even some of them walking, holding hands together.
Oh,
in the same facility.
The there.
Wow.
Yeah, yes.
They have the right. So it's quite interesting. Even me, sometimes I become like I'm also learning.
Yeah.
Despite the journey being I've been there. So it's like a new thing. It's a very unique thing, and also we are lucky to have adopted a model at the Dementia Care International. It's called Spark of Life model of care, whereby we look at a person and we offer unconditional love, because some people can offer you love, but if there are conditions about it, then it's not really, it doesn't work. Then empathy, thinking about somebody and what they would like, not really thinking that you're just caring, but putting yourself in their shoes. So you just
mentioned the dementia.
Yeah.
At your care facility, are all these residents, are they people with dementia, or they are people who have just aged?
These are people who have just aged, but sometimes you find people might not age normally, so they would have issues with memory loss, issues with mobility, issues with non-communicable diseases. They might be suffering from hypertension, diabetes, and other things. So we make sure that we are very well informed about all these issues, so that at least there is monitoring and the people will remain healthy and happy in the facility.
So you're trying to say, if someone like has diseases like high blood pressure, diabetes, where you need like to check yourself every day and you're at home by yourself, you'd rather be in a home like that where you have people to monitor you. Is that what you're saying? Those
Yes.
are some of the advantages?
Yes, because number one, in our administration and the way we work and staffing, we have a residential nurse who is always there 24 hours, a qualified and experienced nurse. Also, we have caregivers. Our caregivers, 70% of them, they have been able, despite being trained as a caregiver, they have been able to have a benefit of being trained in a Spark of Life model of care rehabilitative program.
Yeah, I was just about to ask
dementia.
you that, because most of the school of medical schools and nursing schools in Kenya, I never knew they train aides. Is there a school where they do train that? I know they train the community nurses and nurses.
Yes.
But how do you get these trained?
We do what we call in-house training. So we also do training
At the facility?
Yes,
Okay.
because we have very unique, but we are really lobbying for the people who are concerned and ministries to come up with a program whereby even universities can train nurses or nurse assistants or even maybe certified caregivers. It's a short course, but it's very important.
How long is the course?
It could go from 3 months up to maybe
6 months.
14 weeks and above.
What if like someone wanted like to have a care at their own home? So you can train people who would want to give care at their own, the comfort of their homes. So you can train them that they go there, or everyone that you train them and then they remain at your facility?
We have those ones who have remained in the facility because they have that special training on rehabilitative program under the Spark of Life model of care. But also we have a program, we call it caregiver support. There are those family caregivers, those who are taking care of their loved ones back in their house. So we have a program whereby we train them, and also there is connection. Whenever they have a challenge, they can always call on us to help. So we have family caregivers training program.
At the facility?
At the facility, so a caregiver who is in your house, yeah, taking care of their mom or maybe taking care of their auntie. So, and they are not trained. We could go there and train them in the house.
It is dangerous actually to be taken care of by someone who has no idea if like you fall out to get you all the way.
Yeah.
Or first aid.
Yes, yeah. Or even lifting and transferring someone from maybe wheelchair to bed and things like that.
They can even hurt themselves.
Yes, because there are ways that you are supposed to use professionally.
Oh.
So we have that program which is ongoing.
Do you charge?
We would charge, but minimal charge.
How much is the minimum? To the viewer who is out there, maybe they would want to be nurses aid.
It will depend whether they are doing online, but for the whole course it will go for like 50,000 for 3 months. To have the full training.
Is that online or when they come to the facility?
It will depend with their availability.
Because they need to do also practicals, right?
Yeah, sometimes we do online, then they can come to the facility for practice.
Oh.
Yeah.
You mentioned, and I mentioned, you said that when aging comes, it comes with different challenges.
Yes.
And it's not everyone who ages comfortably without any challenge.
Yes.
There are those who age, unfortunately, and they get dementia.
Yes.
And I'm sure a lot of viewers here, they don't even know what dementia is. Is it a disease called that, or is it a variety of diseases called that? What is dementia, if you are to talk to the viewers here?
If I was to use the simplest term.
Now that you are a master practitioner of dementia.
It's a special model focusing on dementia.
Yeah.
But also it can be used even in aging.
Yeah.
Because as I told you, it's built on pillars or on philosophies that are based on unconditional love, empathy, and compassion.
What is this dementia now?
So dementia is a collective of symptoms that are caused primarily by other conditions that affect you, the way you think and the way you are able to do things, your daily routines. So it affects your life. Like you find somebody having memory loss, so they might remember things and sometimes they forget things, they misplace things. Maybe they do a transaction in the bank, then they go and do it again because they have just forgotten they did it. So
even
maybe, yes, they will do that, and maybe even miss their mails. They will go to their emails and maybe they miss one, or they read and then they forget about it. So they lose functions, executive functions, social functions. They tend to withdraw. So it's a collective of symptoms. So
would you say dementia is only a sign of aging, or can it even affect young people?
It can affect young people.
From what ages?
Recent research have shown that you can even have cognitive problems, or even Alzheimer is the most common form of dementia. So even at 35 years and above,
You can get dementia.
Yes, yes.
And you find that you don't remember anything.
Yes,
I hear they don't remember the past. They don't remember the current.
Yes, but there is forms of dementia.
Yeah.
So forms of dementia, we have Alzheimer's, which is the most common form.
Is it common here in Africa? I've seen it outside. Yeah.
It is now common because we have been doing a lot of campaign about dementia. So because people used to lock their people, they didn't know what to do with them. Some of them, they thought maybe they have been bewitched. Most of them thought something bad for the family. But we have been able to tell people it's just a situation that you can find yourself like any other disease.
So what are signs and symptoms of Alzheimer's now, which is part of dementia?
Yes, it generally comes into stages, because there is the early stage, first stage, then we have second stage, then we have third stage. And the symptoms are different for everyone. It depends which part of the brain is affected most. And the way of life and the care that you are receiving. If interventions are put in early, if people are able to diagnose early that you are having the Alzheimer's, then they are able to treat you nicely, care for you, so that you stop becoming frustrated along the way.
So what are these symptoms, so that, because how do I help if I don't know the signs?
Generally you find people start forgetting things.
Okay.
Misplacing something, maybe you find, you are looking for your car keys.
And you're holding them.
And you are in the house, and maybe possibly you just cannot find them. Then you found maybe you left them in the car. So that's some of the signs. Or that means you are misplacing things which you are not supposed to misplace. Yeah. And maybe your phone, you leave it somewhere, then you forget where you left it. But generally, all of us, we do forget. So not every time you forget, then you start getting worried.
So at what point did you say, now this could be dementia?
When it's becoming consistent.
But if you are forgetting, you won't even remember that you had forgotten.
And some people...
Or when people tell you.
Especially even in that stage, they are quite aware that something is really wrong with them. Because the body itself have mechanism to tell you, this is happening often. I might be having a problem. Yeah? Maybe you go and visit your relatives, then you don't recognize some of them. And or people will start asking you questions. Do you remember me? And they are not maybe asking others. So maybe they have realized you are not remembering people. So they are coming to ask you, to test you whether...
My grandma says, who are you?
Yes. So, but they are and those are the questions sometimes with a model of care you avoid. Because once you test them, they get frustrated that I can't remember my niece. So they feel so bad, and they can withdraw going to places. They can withdraw going to church. They can withdraw going, because they don't want those questions. So it's always good to show them that they are not losing it. They are quite aware, and they have that compensatory mechanism that the body tells them, and they are aware they have that disability.
So is there, what are the causes? Quick.
Causes could be organic, or maybe it could happen because it's generally the brain starts to degenerate. It could be also genetic sometimes, yes.
It can be
degenerating, yes, like shrinking. So the way I think that question I will look at, how do you prevent it, is make sure you are living...
No, we come to that, you must know the causes. So what causes? So you're saying some could be generic, I mean, could be hereditary.
Yes, maybe some head injuries can also cause, like if you have an accident and you have an injury.
Unasahau mambo unaerase.
After maybe undergoing treatment, then you don't come back fully. And then it starts. Also, there are diseases like Parkinsonism, which can end up to, it's part of dementia. It's another cause. Also, there are diseases that could affect part of the brain, and then it will start, like we have the temporal lobe dementia. You find a particular part of the brain is affected. So all these form, we have vascular dementia, whereby your blood system, like the way people develop clots, blood circulation, you have maybe hypertension, you have strokes, mini strokes, small strokes now and then. So all those things would accumulate and start hampering the way the brain is working, because maybe the brain is not receiving proper circulation, enough oxygen, all that.
Can stress cause that?
Also stress, yes. Especially if you listen to people who have had somebody with dementia in their family, you find, oh, somebody passed on and she started behaving like this. So it has also some social life orientation, that if somebody loses maybe even a property or something, or a loved one they used to love, then you find they start developing. So it's part of, I would not rule out stress. Stress actually is major causes of so many diseases.
Okay.
Yeah.
So how can you prevent? Is it slowed?
Prevention is generally living a healthy life. And saying living a healthy life, there are guides that comes with it. Not so many people who are able to do it. You must eat well, balanced diet, and proper portions of balanced diet, not just balanced diet. We generally say you look at the eat well plate set, because we look at the portions bedding with how your activities, like if a young person, you find give them more carbs than an elderly person who is maybe has a problem with movement, because they don't need a lot of energy. But if somebody is working, they need a lot of energy in their body.
Mr. Kenuthia, you are talking about eating well.
Yes.
This is Kenya. We are, most people now, the other day, Turkana, huko kwetu, Isiolo, is just survival. It's hunger, whatever you get just to feel. And these are actually the people aging, or people who are starting to age. So how can we do it in such a country?
It's an awkward situation to find yourself in. But I generally would say that there is always something, like if you're looking at your plate, even if it's a day, a whole day, it's not a must you eat meat or protein from morning to evening. If you're in that category, you cannot afford, or maybe there is drought or there is something.
Na protein so lazima ikuwe
so
nyama.
You find, so at least per day try and have a little bit of protein, a little bit of vitamin, but you split them. Even those who have them, actually they are the worst, I would say, because they tend to overdo it then. You find somebody with a whole plate of beef, fried beef, and
Nyama choma.
yes, and they are eating that comfortably. There are no greens, the portions are so huge.
Ugali.
So it's very unhealthy way of living. It's good to have portions depending with your work. If you maybe you want to rest for the day, then you can have retro carbohydrates. Then you can have more of vegetables. Then you can have a little bit of protein, but don't eat a lot of ugali or so many chapatis, and you're just lying on bed the whole day.
So would that be slowing, prevention, or treating?
That is prevention, because if you're eating well, if you look at your...
slow.
Yes, because it will stop you from having things to do maybe with the blood. It might stop you from being obese. So you'll have plus other components like exercises. If you combine that and also social life, you need not you avoid stressful people. Go to places where people like you. Don't go to places where they abuse you.
Avoid the negativity.
Yes, avoid. Yeah. So if you combine all those things, you find at the end of the day, long run, you might not know that you avoided dementia because you might not have it. But maybe you avoided it because you are living a healthy life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So viewers, if you have not subscribed yet, please do subscribe, and so you won't miss all these wonderful inspirational stories. Mr. Kenuthia, look at the camera right there. I'd like you to talk to the caregivers, and if there is anything you think our government should do, just address them, tell them, because I think it's so holistic. We need everyone on board.
Yes.
And I don't know, we are missing much of policies, protection. I don't even know what protects you there. You know, you need protection too, as you take care of. You cannot just bring people together and people. They also need protection. They cannot just be brought together because they are aging. So those kind of policies, tell me if they are there. If they are not there, talk to the government. Tell them this is what we are looking for, and then talk to those caregivers wherever they are. They could be at home or they could be in the facilities. Tell them what they need to know.
Thank you very much. In this country, specifically Kenya and also East Africa, and maybe even the whole of sub-Saharan Africa, people need to realize that there is so much to be done. We are lagging behind so many years because the aging population will triple by 2050. So we have to start laying systems which are working. We need centers. So there are policies like we have the Dementia Action Plan, which I think Kenya has not yet enacted. We have bills in Parliament which are focusing on elderly or aging population in this country. They are still lying there. Nobody seems to understand why they have been there for long. I think some of them will age when they are still looking at them. So it's good to have political will as a component towards achieving a healthy population, especially when people are aging. And this is generally even across Africa. But some countries are doing so well, like South Africa. Even Kenya, we are lagging behind, but we are really working on the ground. We have built strong networks that guide us.
You, the caregivers.
Yes. Right now, been recognized in so many organizations. We have a Commonwealth Association. It's called Common Age. I'm the ambassador here in Kenya. I'm also an liaison for Passiton Network. Is another organization which looks at healthy aging program under the UN. So we on the ground as caregivers, we are trying to ask for support and collaboration. Is a multi-sectoral program. So no sector is, and the government should come in and bring all sectors that are supposed to be there together, because we need elderly-friendly environment. So planning and ministry for those things should be engaged. We have health involved. We have education. Our caregivers need schools, colleges. This is a huge sector. It's a multi-billion sector if it's taken care of. So when I hear people saying we are looking for jobs for the youths, and then we don't have these systems running, I wonder, is it about talking or is it about acting? Because if you cannot create jobs on the ground. You can have so many books sitting somewhere in an office and nobody's acting on them.
Now that you said that, how many employees do you have?
Well, in and out of the facilities, I have more than 15 employees, and these are young tax. These are young folks. These are people who have young families. So it's their career. Me, I've been in it for now 20 years. I have a family.
You have also employed yourself.
Yes, I mean, so it's a career that even the government should look at and promote to help their people, so that even with the problem of the fast growing population, aging population, then we'll be better, because we will not have so many people who are neglected. People will be able to age well and happily.
The caregivers?
Caregivers, I would like to say we are there as an organization. People can come for attachments if they feel. We have all the machines like First World actually.
Yes.
For the last 9 years that I've been running the facility, I've been focusing more on making sure we are getting proper machines, proper equipment, assistive devices. So you can come to the facility and learn more through training. If you want to start being a caregiver, you can come. We can guide you through on how to become a professional in it. And also take care of the older people with love, genuine love, be empathetic, and also be compassionate. It's not one of the easiest jobs, but it has so many blessings.
Thank you so much, Kenuthia. Viewers, taking care of the elderly is not just a job, it is being empathetic. It may not be paid now, but you get so many blessings. Take care of the elderly. Thank you so much. The viewers, take advantage of this home which is there, go for training, go see what is happening, how you can take care of your patients when you're doing blood draws at home, you're doing checking of blood pressure, checking of blood sugars. All these trainings, you can get them at the CJ Healthy Care Facility in Lower Kabete. Is there a number they can reach you if someone would like to?
Well, I make sure that I'm available for everyone. So we have a number, mobile number 0720 84 7730.
Repeat.
Yes.
So you can get him anytime, reach him. He is also all over the social media. They have a website, he has a Facebook, he has, and now you can also get him through my YouTube channel. Any question you have, any need, if you're not able to reach him, you can always reach me out. Please subscribe. God bless you.
Thank you so much. Be blessed.
Thank you.
And thank you.
Thank you.